If you're ready to leave the United States and you're wondering if you can afford that city that you're planning to move to, I'm going to walk you through what to think about and what to look at when it comes to finances. So, Google and AI will give you a great overview at a very high level on what it costs to live in countries. So, it's important to look at the city that you want to live in within that country. You need to be using local websites that offer housing, whether you want to buy real estate, you want to rent an apartment, you want to rent a house. It's important to look at those costs on a very real level. So just Googling will not help you determine if you can afford to move to this city or this country. The next topic that I would dive into is, can you afford the utilities? Some countries are going to have a higher than average utility cost, and it's important to understand what that is going to look like in your personal budget. There's also groceries to consider. What type of foods do you like to eat? Are you going to require more imported goods? Because those are going to cost you more. If you are fine going with local prices, you are going to save, but it's still important to understand how much those prices are going to be for your groceries. Next, you need to look at taxes. Taxes are a very big topic on their own. If the visa that you're doing, or if you're going to stay in that country longer than 180 days, or whatever their tax system is in their country, it's important for you to understand that completely. Sometimes your taxes will have to be paid quarterly. Sometimes it will just be annually. It's important to understand the differences. It's important to understand when to file. And taxes in a new country may require you to hire legal help. You also still have to think about taxes in the US. Now, while you may have to file every year, you may not actually have to pay taxes in the US. It just depends on what their connection is to the new country that you're going to. Once you've summed up your cost of living and you truly understand and know that it's within your reach, that it's within your budget, you can then move on to looking at how can you get additional income if that's needed. So depending on the visa route that you're going, sometimes you're not allowed to work in that country whatsoever. So if something happens, it's important that you have some safety nets built in where you can still earn an income outside of the country. If you're on a work visa, obviously you're going to be able to work within that country. If you're on a student visa, it's important to understand legally how much a week or how much at all you're allowed to work. A lot of and most digital nomad visas will not allow you to work within the country, so it's important to understand and know that when you go into it. Next, you'll need to open a local bank account, and sometimes you can do this before you even enter the country, but sometimes you need to wait until you get there and they need to do everything in person. But regardless, it is important to have a bank account in that local country. This is going to help you when you set up utilities. This is going to help for rent. This is going to help for saving on fees. You can also use apps when you need to transfer money from your United States bank account to your foreign bank account. Apps like Wise really help save on fees for doing that. And now that you have a really good picture of what it's going to cost you per month, per week, however you want to set it up, you can now calculate 3 to 6 months of that and prepare to have that saved before going to that new country. It's important to have a buffer to fall back on. It's important within those first few months of acclimating, having that extra money saved up for things like deposits on homes. Overall, you're just going to be in a more stable place the more you can save in preparation for this move.